Welcome back, guys. It's Katrina, aka Trina Moto. I'm back and I want to talk about some bike stuff. And by bike stuff, I mean which bike should I get? So, I have like a top 5 of bikes that I've been doing my research on, and there are different factors that are going into the reasons why I like these bikes and why I've been considering them. But the main thing for me right now is I'm short. So I am looking for a bike with a low seat height so that I can gain confidence in riding, because I know that after doing my MSF and that bike, it was a Honda Nighthawk, an older one. That one does have a low seat height, but I'm short. So I was still kind of tiptoeing, but I was still able to touch the ground with both feet, but I still could not flat foot the bike. So given the fact that I want to ride a sport bike, like that's what I'm choosing, I think I'll save the cruiser bikes for later. But in my top 5, I would have to say number 1, I've always wanted a Kawasaki Ninja. I've been shopping around on a couple different places. And, whether it's going to be new or used, a new one is obviously going to be the Ninja 500s. Those are the most recent models that are out. But, there are 250s, 300s, 400s, which I would be willing to look into if they were well maintained, and I felt good about purchasing something like that. But after that, I would say the most recommended bike to me by other riders is the Yamaha R3, because apparently historically it has one of the lowest seat heights, which obviously is good for me. And I mean, I know that a lot of people who have gotten into motorcycling, that's like their first bike usually. So I don't think that that's bad. I think they have a good reputation for being a beginner bike. And of course, I think, some of the styles are really nice. There is, I want to say, the 2024 model or 2023 model, one of them. There's a white one that has a blue, like a light blue detailing, which I really like. It's still on my list, but again, like I'm still shopping around. So that's the second one that I've been looking into. The third one, which is not a very common brand here in America, is Aprilia. And so Aprilia, I want to say they're an Italian company, first of all, and they are known for bikes that basically you could see on like a MotoGP track. So I want to say, it has that like sleek Italian styling. Like they are like catered toward people who do want to maybe eventually race on a track, which I would love to try one day. But I love the styling of Aprilia bikes. I think they're really beautiful. Every review that I've watched or, read about, just it has something that, maybe some of the other like Japanese bikes don't have, which, preference is preference. Everybody has something that they like. And I think that would be something that I would consider. But I know that, again, a caveat would be that it would be hard to get serviced because it's not a common brand here in America. So after that, there is a brand called CF Moto, which, if you know anything about motorcycling and have done your research, you know that there are going to be people who hate the brand. There are going to be people who like the brand. And I don't hate the brand, nor do I dislike the brand, because they have been around for a short period of time, but they actually created, I want to say they used to supply KTM with their engines. So they aren't completely, new to the game. They are a Chinese company, and I do like their designs. I'm not gonna lie, I think they are sleek. There is one model in particular that I really do have like a little crush on. I'll go into it a little bit later, but basically, every person that I've come across who is a fan of motorcycling and has done their own upkeep and maintenance on their own bikes say the same thing. You know, like if you take care of your bike, it will take care of you. So, you know, replace your oil, you know, take care of the sprockets, the chain, like make sure everything's running well, just like you would any, you know, car or truck or, you know, whatever vehicle that you hope to keep for a long time. You would just take care of it. And, you know, who's to say that you can't upgrade parts of it that you would want to make better anyway? So, last but not least, though, would be the Honda CBR 300R. And I know that historically that is not like the lowest seat height bike that I could get for a beginner. Again, I'm kind of trying to stay in like a lower range of CC bike because I'm a beginner and I want to make sure that I have room to grow into the bike. So that being said, I would probably have to lower my bike, which I've made peace with because after realizing just how short I am, I'm like, I want to have that for myself. And as somebody who wants to gain confidence and build my own skill in riding, I think I would be much more well equipped to do that if I felt comfortable on my bike. And the more comfortable I feel in being able to balance my bike, the better. So, uh, going back to what I said about CF Moto and the bike that I want to say that I have a little crush on is the CF Moto Papio SS, and I'll insert a photo of it here so that you guys can see it. But if you look at the bike, it's just so cute. It has a low seat height. It has like super sport styling. I think that's why they called it the SS model, right? And yes, it is only 126 cc's, so it's not gonna be the, you know, the monster screaming across the highway, which is okay for me right now. I think because I'm thinking of using it as a stepping stone bike, right? So it's something that I would probably never get rid of, but it would be something that I would gain confidence riding on. But you know, there's different opinions on that. Like I've spoken to a gentleman at Riva Motorsports, one of my local dealerships that sells motorcycles and ATVs and all that stuff. But he said that, you know, it is something that people have done to gain confidence. Like people who own like super bikes, basically, like people who ride like 1,000 cc's plus bikes usually end up buying one of those because you can't really use, well, you can, but they don't exactly always want to use the full power of 1,000 cc bike every day. And you know, people who ride super fast bikes, people who don't really want to ride super fast bikes also find commonality in liking that particular bike, the CF Moto Papio SS. So I have a little crush on it, obviously, but the consensus with many different people who are also fledgling riders tell me that they're just concerned that I would get bored of it too fast, which, you know, I don't think I could get bored of it because it's so cute, but by the same token, it's like, I don't plan to get rid of it if I do end up purchasing a bike like that to learn on. So, definitely let me know what you think if you have any suggestions that I didn't list here. Yeah, I just am interested in in what I can find that would suit me as a short rider. So if you have anything that you'd like to add to this, please feel free to send me a message, comment, yada yada. I definitely want to hear from you. Thanks for watching.